Coming up on Beach TV News, a devastating terrorist attack rocks the heart of Russia. At least 100 people have died and hundreds more injured.
Plus, in a multi-million-dollar scandal for the ages, all bets are off for the face of Major League Baseball.
And a top entertainment executive is being accused of on-set misconduct in a new documentary. What will this mean for Hollywood? All that and more next. Beach TV News starts now.
Welcome to this edition of Beach TV News. I am Madeline Fredrickson.
And I am Liz Hanna. Beach TV News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Long Beach. Extremist group ISIS has claimed responsibility for a terror attack that killed at least 143 people and left more than 400 injured at a Moscow concert hall. Following a violent barrage of gunfire, the Crocus Concert Hall in Moscow is now left in ruins. The night before, thousands of civilians attended a rock concert when attackers shot civilians with assault weapons and set the building on fire. Close to a dozen men connected to the attack have been arrested and charged with terrorism. They all face the possibility of life in prison. A day of mourning has been declared and crowds gathered to pay their respects to the victims. Despite ISIS taking responsibility, Russian President Vladimir Putin has baselessly stated that Ukraine was involved in the attack. Ukraine has denied the claims, calling them absurd. The investigation is well underway.
After months of speculation regarding her whereabouts, the Princess of Wales is finally speaking out.
In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present.
In a pre-recorded video distributed by Kensington Palace, British royalty Kate Middleton announced that she has been diagnosed with cancer following an abdominal operation in January. Kensington Palace has not disclosed what type of cancer the princess has, citing that the princess has a right to medical privacy. Middleton says she's in the early stages of preventative chemotherapy and is focused on making a full recovery with the support of her family, Prince William, and her 3 kids. In a statement from Buckingham Palace, King Charles said he was proud of his daughter-in-law for her courage and he will continue to offer his love and support to the family.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the princess and the royal family in the UK. Speaking of news overseas, controversial elections and government overthrows have citizens concerned. Beach TV News reporter Areli Valenzuela has more.
Thanks, Liz. Changes in leadership are happening in different parts of the world, and some citizens are either concerned or taking other forms of action.
More than 33,000 Haitians have fled the capital city, Port-au-Prince. Gang violence continues to grow in Haiti after over 4,000 inmates were released from 2 of Haiti's largest prisons in early March, causing Haiti to declare a state of emergency. Gangs targeted police stations and took over Haiti's main international airport, but flights will resume to Miami 3 days out of the week until April 7th. The U.S. is seeing an increase of Haitian migrants, and in California, the number has doubled from January to February. Hundreds of protesters gathered for a second day in New Delhi to demand the release of imprisoned elected official Arvind Kejriwal, who was arrested on Friday for accepting bribes 2 years ago. These protests are in addition to the numerous protests India has been experiencing over the last few months. Thousands of Indian farmers have organized protests over the last couple of months, blocking highways and clashing with police to demand more benefits from the government. Protesters have also recently gathered in the Ladakh region to protest their lack of political representation, accusing New Delhi of marginalizing them. Overall, dozens of protesters have been arrested. This year, an increase in dengue cases has Argentina's citizens concerned. They are seeing 11 times the number of cases reported at this time last year. Government figures show that there have been 79 deaths so far this year, and Argentina has recorded over 120,000 cases in the last season, with majority of the cases being within the last 2 months. A vaccine is available, but is not included in Argentina's mandatory immunization schedule, which would make the vaccination free and more widely accessible.
What will become of the governments in Haiti, and how will Argentina battle the growing virus? We'll keep you posted on the latest developments in the upcoming weeks. Back to you at the desk.
After struggling to get funds for his $400 million bond, a lower appeals court is lightening the load for former President Donald Trump. A lower appeals court in New York stated they would accept a smaller bond of $175 million from the former president. He was initially ordered to pay $454 million after fraudulently inflating the net worth of the brand and properties. If he is unable to pay, New York Attorney General Letitia James can start freezing some of his bank accounts or seize his New York properties. Trump's attorney claims that it was practically impossible for him to pay the $454 million amount. The former president stated he will post the bond from an outside company or put up the money himself.
The Department of Justice has filed a suit against the trillion-dollar tech company Apple, alleging that the company has violated antitrust laws in the United States. The DOJ, along with 15 states, filed the lawsuit in the District Court of New Jersey. According to the DOJ, Apple committed anti-competitive practices by giving customers higher prices while offering lower quality products and accessories. The lawsuit also claims that Apple hampered developers by limiting access to the Apple OS system, which limits non-Apple apps on the iPhone. These practices would allegedly limit the privacy and security of the overall iPhone system. After the initial lawsuit, several class action suits have also been filed.
A new policy is allowing libraries in Long Beach to van visitors who violate their code of conduct. What does this mean for the city's public library system? Our reporter, Morgan Barella, has more on this story.
Long Beach City Council has passed a new law that will allow libraries in the city to ban patrons who break their code of conduct. The City Council expresses that this is a way to keep libraries safe and secure, while others express concern that this will lead to further criminalization of the unhoused community, who often use libraries as a resource. The City Council voted to pass this law on March 19th. The law will allow libraries to enforce their code of conduct, which includes rules such as not sleeping in the library, not being a disturbance to patrons, and upkeeping personal hygiene. Libraries in Long Beach are hopeful that this policy will allow them to create a safer environment within their space, but many raise alarms about the impact it will have on the unhoused community, who often utilize the library's amenities and services. Fernando Corrales is a man experiencing homelessness who often visits Billie Jean King Library. He says that he feels this new policy may be a bit too harsh for those looking for assistance.
Especially people in my situation, we're homeless. Sometimes we just want to look for a place to go in and rest, but at the same time, we don't have the means that other people have.
And Cheo J., a frequent library patron, expresses concern that this new policy looks similar to other policies which have been used against the unhoused community in the past.
So to try and do something like this kind of sounds like the beginnings of something that could turn into something where they can't be here anymore.
Despite these concerns, Director of Long Beach Public Libraries, Kathy DeLeon, explained that the library will still remain a safe place for all people, regardless of housing status.
We welcome the unhoused. That anyone who walks into Billie Jean King Main Library on a daily basis will see that a good chunk of the patrons that we serve happen to be unhoused.
While this new law may bring about some changes to Long Beach's library system, libraries in the city still aim to remain an educational resource and a community space for Long Beach citizens. Reporting from Long Beach, Morgan Barella, Beach TV News.
A string of air travel incidents have got one airline in hot water with federal regulators. Beach TV reporter Anthony Arrico has the story.
Terror in the skies. An Alaskan Airlines door plug coming off mid-flight. A United Airlines flight landing gear falling off upon takeoff. The beginning of 2024 has brought with it a string of aviation-related malfunctions that are bringing increased scrutiny to the industry from both the public and the government. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, 11 incidents involving United flights have occurred over the last several weeks, including a plane sliding off the runway at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport due to its landing gear collapsing. In a letter sent to customers, United CEO Scott Kirby said, "Safety is our highest priority, is at the center of everything we do." United said in a statement to employees that they will be under increased scrutiny and oversight from the FAA and have paused several certifications while undergoing this process. Despite these incidents seemingly dominating the news cycle, it has done little to raise concerns among Los Angeles International Airport travelers.
I have a lot of confidence in the aerospace industry. I think the safety record is still way above the safety record of virtually any other mass transportation.
Even international travelers felt confident in the safety of air travel within the United States.
On the whole, I'm not scared, but as soon as like a little bit of turbulence happens, all those, I then find it very, I then become very scared.
To be honest with you, I hadn't paid much attention to it. I'd heard about it, but I didn't know that it was particularly common recently.
Now, many of the flights that experienced mid-air malfunctions came here to LAX for emergency landings. The Justice Department has now opened a criminal investigation into the Alaskan Airlines incident from January. Reporting for Beach TV News from LAX, I'm Anthony Arrico.
Thanks, Anthony. We'll be taking a short break, but when we return... Long Beach State men's basketball had all the right moves starting out, but they stumbled on the dance floor. Our reporters have the latest on March Madness. And Kendrick Lamar is shaking up the rap game by throwing shade at fan favorite rappers.
Let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer's fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
I thought you were on my team. Wait.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Nice.
Welcome back. A Texas man is facing felony charges after illegally boarding a Delta Airlines flight. The stowaway boarded the Austin-bound flight at Salt Lake City International Airport. As soon as he was on the plane, Wyclef Florizard headed to the back and stowed away in the restroom. Florizard exited the restroom once the plane was on the runway. A flight attendant spotted him and found no record of him booked on this flight or any Delta flight. Surveillance footage revealed the stowaway was seen taking pictures of several passengers' boarding passes. Then he used the pictures to board the plane. Moving on to sports, a huge scandal has placed the face of Major League Baseball into the spotlight. A curveball has struck Dodgers player Shohei Ohtani into a gambling scandal no one saw coming. The superstar allegedly had $4.5 million stolen from him for betting purposes. The missing money was traced back to Ohtani's interpreter Ippei Mitsuhara, who has since been fired after the allegations were brought to light. Mitsuhara became Ohtani's interpreter in 2013 and was considered one of Ohtani's closest friends. The two-time MVP stated in a press conference today that Mitsuhara used his money to place multiple bets illegally without his knowledge.
So I never bet on baseball or any other sports, or never have asked somebody to do it on my behalf. And I have never went through a bookmaker to bet on sports. Just to kind of just go over the result, in conclusion, Ippei has been stealing money from my account and has told lies.
Spring is finally here, signaling the much-anticipated return of baseball and March Madness, leaving many sports fans in a frenzy. Our Beach TV News reporter, Haley Salazar, is here in the studio to give us the breakdown. Haley?
Thank you, Maddie. The MLB season is back in full swing, and it's starting in South Korea. Meanwhile, brackets are busted in March Madness with new underdogs taking the stage. On the women's side of the bracket, the superstars are stealing the show. Let's check it out.
The MLB opened the 2024 campaign with a series for the history books as the Dodgers took on the San Diego Padres in the first ever regular season series in Seoul, South Korea, where the Dodgers secured their first win of the season alongside the newest superstar Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers rallied in the 8th inning when Gavin Lux hit a ground ball that went through Cronenworth's glove and scored the leading run. Shortly after, Ohtani recorded his first base hit and RBI with the Dodgers, leading the team to beat the Padres 5-2 in the first game. The Padres, however, quickly made their presence felt in the second game, rocking the new Dodger Yoshinobu Yamamoto in his first career start. Yamamoto only lasted an inning as the Padres dominated with 17 hits in the game, thanks to Xander Bogaerts and Jake Cronenworth leading the charge. The number 14 seed Oakland Golden Grizzlies upsetted the 3rd seed Kentucky Wildcats over what became the most three-pointers ever seen in an NCAA game. Jack Golke took the nation by storm, leading his team to the win by knocking down 10 three-pointers. However, his run was cut short, losing to NC State in an overtime thriller. In another upset, consistent Ivy League buckets by the Bulldogs lead Yale's second tournament victory in program history over Auburn, as Pulakita scored 28 points while in the last 6 seconds in the game, Samson Allerton blocked off the last attempt to the shot, which didn't go in, making the Bulldogs hold on to their close win. As we head to the women's side of the bracket, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have made their mark on the tournament. Angel Reese led her team to the win over Middle Tennessee, scoring 20 points and recording a double-double. Caitlin Clark chipped in a combined 59 points versus West Virginia and Holy Cross to punch her team's ticket to the Sweet 16, while breaking another record, having 1,113 points, the most points in a Division I season.
As the Stars move on to the Sweet 16, it'll be interesting to see potential matchups on both sides of the bracket this April. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Haley. Speaking of March Madness, our Long Beach State men's basketball team joined the dance this year after clinching a spot in the NCAA tournament. Our reporter Kevin Fernandez reports from Salt Lake City where it all went down.
Welcome to March Madness, everyone. I'm Kevin Fernandez, and we're here in Salt Lake City, where the Long Beach State men's basketball team is set to face Arizona in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
After winning the Big West tournament in stunning fashion, the Beach punched their ticket to the dance for the first time since 2012, as head coach Dan Munson was fired just a week before leading his squad to the NCAA tournament, making it one of the greatest stories in college basketball this season. Now the team is here in Utah ready to face Caleb Love and the heavily favored Arizona Wildcats with a chance at the Cinderella story here in March Madness. Fans and students of LBSU traveled all the way to Salt Lake City to support the team as they warm up for the big game with the entire nation tuned in. Under the bright lights, the Beach started off hot in the first half, going on a 17-2 run at one point thanks to Abubakar Traore and guard Jadon Jones, who knocked down a key three to extend their lead in the half. However, the Wildcats took over as they absolutely dominated the second half, going on a 24-2 run of their own, a lead the Beach couldn't overcome, ending their magical run this season. Nonetheless, Long Beach State fans are so incredibly proud to reach the biggest stage in college basketball.
This one's special for me because I'm from Salt Lake City. I grew up just outside of Salt Lake, went to Long Beach chasing basketball, played there in 2015, and then to have my team come back to my hometown, it's kind of like a dream, especially in Coach Munson's last year. So I was on top of the world. I was more emotional than I thought I would be. I was almost in tears.
Those same feelings were echoed by Munson in the locker room after the game.
It was emotional in the locker room, but I made them look me in the eye because there was no heads down, because I can't be more proud. This group needs their heads up high, and I want to thank them for the ride.
Jadon Jones also describes what this team meant to him.
We're a family, and we stayed a family through everything. And, if you saw the locker room, you would see a family. We love each other. We love this game. We love Coach.
Reporting from Salt Lake City, Kevin Fernandez, Beach TV News.
Thank you, Kevin. What a memorable run for the Beach and fans. Now here at home, Dirtbags Baseball is back, and the team's new head coach, Brian Peters, is already making his presence felt. BTVN reporter Enrique Rodriguez has the story.
I'm here at Blair Field where the Dirtbags are ready to play some ball. With under new players and coaching, many will say that this team has exceeded expectations so far. These players and the Dirtbags program needed a new voice to coach the team. When the job became available, interim head coach Brian Peters took the job with no hesitation. The first reason why is because he loves being around the players.
I'm a coach that, I feel like if the players aren't the best part of your job, then, maybe coaching isn't for you. And so I love being around these guys. I love our personnel, love the people that are on our team.
The second reason is the fans.
A very loyal fan base, tremendous support from our alums, from the community, and from our donors, which is great. And then we have a great staff as well. All the coaches, the head coaches and the assistant coaches in this program, all the people behind the scenes, really, really good people that make a program what it is. And so this is a place where when you combine the great weather, Blair Field at Bull Diamond at Blair Field, a tradition of winning, and all the people that are a part of this program, it's a no-brainer. And that's why I didn't hesitate at all.
Plenty of players love to have Peters around as head coach. Like sophomore pitcher Kellen Montgomery, he gives credit to Peters for his improvements compared to last season, transforming him from a bullpen pitcher to a full-time starter.
I think he's a phenomenal coach and just a great guy. And I think the mental side that he has us train is a huge factor to what I'm able to do.
And junior catcher Cole Stantaner credits Peters for changing the mentality of the program.
We love him. The culture here has totally changed. We're just having fun at the ballpark. He cares about us so much and wants us to get better, so we love playing for him.
Will Peters be the permanent coach? We'll find out as the season goes on. Reporting from Long Beach, I am Enrique Rodriguez with Beach TV News.
It's great to see the Dirtbags bringing the heat. Time for a break, but coming up next,
a pop culture classic gets a long-awaited sequel, and many of the original cast are set to return. Plus, the fate of one social media app hangs in the balance as important legislation heads to the Senate. All that and more when we return.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill?
No.
You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
Welcome back. We now bring you a developing story. Homeland Security has raided the homes of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs in both Los Angeles and Miami. These raids are connected to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation by federal authorities in New York. A series of lawsuits has been brought against Diddy by his ex-girlfriend and singer Cassie, as well as producer Rodney Jones. Diddy has denied all allegations. As the LA raid intensifies, Diddy's sons Justin and Christian Combs were swiftly handcuffed by law enforcement from their home. Their names have also appeared in the lawsuit. One of Diddy's drug mules in the ongoing case was a former basketball player for Syracuse, and he was recently arrested at an airport in Miami. We'll keep you updated as more unfolds.
We're now shifting into the eccentric world of entertainment. BTVN reporter Marcela Carrillo is here to keep you in the loop behind Hollywood's crazy truth. Marcela?
Thank you, Madeline. I'm here to tell you how the entertainment world is shaking up, from the dark side of your favorite Nickelodeon shows to why you should get your cowboy boots ready.
A new documentary has begun streaming its 4-episode series. The new docuseries called Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV exposes Nickelodeon's behind the scenes of our favorite TV shows from the late 90s to the mid-2000s. The series, directed by Mary Robertson and Emma Schwartz, dives deep into the dark side surrounding the on-set environment with Dan Schneider, the off-set environment with Brian Peck, and the abuse surrounding child actors. The documentary has already received an amount of positive attention from the once child actors who continue to share their stories on what was happening behind the scenes. Moving on to the music industry, Kendrick Lamar appeared on a song on Future and Metro Boomin's new album named We Don't Trust You, and it's already causing quite a stir. In the song Like That, Lamar takes shots at fellow rappers Drake and J. Cole. Without holding back, Lamar made it clear that there are issues between him and both rappers, after he addressed some lines from Drake and J. Cole's first-person shooter song, which released last year. The line Lamar referred to was Cole's line, in which Cole called himself, Lamar, and Drake the Big Three of rap. Lamar responded saying, "It's just Big Me," separating himself from the two. This isn't the first time the humble rapper dissed the duo. Their beef has been progressing on and off since 2013 when Lamar dissed both rappers alongside many more in a verse on Big Sean's song named Control. But speaking of new albums, Queen Bey has announced she will be dropping a new album later this March, and it's not her usual R&B pop. In fact, the Crazy in Love singer is going country. That's right, Beyonce is returning to her Texan roots with her first ever full-length country album called Cowboy Carter. Beyonce has already become the first black woman to reach Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart after releasing a song from her new album called Texas Hold'em. This will be her 9th studio album after going solo from the all-girl group Destiny's Child in 2003.
With Drake taking a health break, will his other half, J. Cole, clap back? That's all for entertainment this week. I'm Marcela Carrillo. Back to you, Liz.
TikTok's time may be running out. Earlier this month, the House overwhelmingly passed legislation that can ban the social media app in the U.S. Now that bill faces an uncertain fate in the Senate. Upon opening the app, users are urged to call their Senate representative to voice concerns to not pass the bill. One North Carolina senator says his office has received around 1,000 calls already. Many lawmakers allege that the app threatens national security due to TikTok being owned by Beijing-based tech company ByteDance. Many TikTok users and content creators have spoken about how banning the app can impact their livelihoods. President Biden stated he would sign the bill if Congress passes it. If passed, ByteDance will have 6 months to sell its stake to an American company. If not, the app will be banned for use in the U.S.
Speaking of TikTok, there's a lot of buzz going on with social media. Our reporter, Lori Harvey, is serving up the latest on what's trending. Lori?
Thank you, Madeline. Absolutely. This is a season of comebacks with a beloved fan favorite movie and even a princess breaking her silence.
People are eating their words after much speculation about the whereabouts of Kate Middleton. Many conspiracy theories were put to rest after Princess Kate's cancer announcement. Many are now sending words of support and apologizing for their comments that they said in the past. Blake Lively posted on her Instagram that she's sorry for the joke she made about the situation. Other celebrities like Catherine Zeta-Jones and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau are sending Kate support during this difficult time. Dragon Ball Z fans are in for a thrill, as there are plans to bring the anime to life. An amusement park is under construction in Saudi Arabia. The epic project will feature 30 different rides, including a Shenron roller coaster. There'll be 7 worlds reminiscent of the series and will include hotels and restaurants. This news comes to light after the recent passing of the Dragon Ball Z creator, Akira Toriyama. So fans are going to get a chance to really feel what it's like to go Super Saiyan. From one cult classic to another, fans of Tim Burton are in for a treat. After 3 decades and swirling rumors of a sequel, Burton's back at it with a follow-up to his fan favorite, Beetlejuice. But wait, there's more. Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder will be reprising their roles as Beetlejuice and Lydia Deetz. There's also a special treat as Jenny Ortega has been added to the cast. Reaction to the trailer has been mixed, but overall excited and nostalgic for their favorite childhood film. Beetlejuice will be in theaters this fall.
I'll jump on the bandwagon. Beetlejuice trailer looks pretty good. Can't wait until it comes out. Back to you at the news desk.
Thank you, Lori. Now we shift to an organization dedicated to creating a sanctuary for children to recover from their trauma. I had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the profound impact of these environments. Design with Purpose has created over 33 healing spaces throughout Orange County. We're here checking out what goes into turning an empty room into a calming retreat for kids. Partnering with the Children's Hospital of Orange County and the Orange County Department of Education, this nonprofit works on bringing awareness and creating well spaces in schools throughout Southern California and hopes to go national.
Just like every school has a cafeteria, we'd like every school to have a well space. And it's a place where kids can come and decompress. There's 12 different regulation stations here. So we give them the tools that they need to learn how to self-soothe, self-regulate, decompress, calm their central nervous system.
These well spaces, created at no charge in schools throughout Orange and LA counties and a Boys and Girls Club, help give kids a little getaway, helping them unwind from their busy day.
So excited to have the well space crew here installing at Imperial Middle School. I've been blessed to have this at another site and seeing its impact on our students. And so we're just excited about all this going on here at our space.
The team uses trauma-informed design and biophilic techniques to bring nature in to relieve stress and increase creativity when planning what goes into the rooms and where. Children's Hospital of Orange County nurse Pernilla Fridelson partnered the hospital with the nonprofit, seeing a need for more mental health resources in schools.
And our psychiatric unit is always full, and so is our emergency department. So now we're working together with the schools to try to prevent them from coming into the hospitals and give them more opportunity to be in these healing spaces.
The Design with Purpose team and its volunteers unload the donated furniture, assemble, paint, and decorate all in one day, turning an empty blank room into one that lets kids dive into the level of chill or activity they're looking for. Reporting from Orange County, Liz Hanna, Beach TV News.
That is such an incredible resource for the kids.
Thank you. It was so great seeing the kids benefiting so much from that.
Truly a great story. We end tonight with some news that might have you feeling lucky. The Powerball lottery drawings contribute tonight, and the grand prize is pretty hefty. The Powerball lottery has had a series of drawings with no winners for the grand prize, and the jackpot has been risen to $935 million, making this the 5th highest jackpot in the 32-year history of the game.
One lucky winner has finally hit the Mega Millions jackpot after a 15-week dry spell. One lucky ticket of the $1.15 billion prize was purchased in New Jersey, but nobody has come forward to claim the prize yet.
Well, here's to hoping they'll call my numbers in the next drawing.
I'll definitely be keeping my fingers crossed, too. Well, that does it for this edition of Beach TV News. I'm Liz Hanna.
And I'm Madeline Fredrickson. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation. Head over to our social apps at Beach TV News. While you're there, show us some love and let us know which was your favorite story.
From all of us at BTVN, good night, Long Beach.